I'm going to, in Derek's own words, add that saying into this clip here, because it is so true.
You just gotta keep your feet moving. We'll get there. We'll get there eventually. And just like your project at home, I know you might be waiting to buy something, or you can't get something right now, or you're unsure. Look, go spray paint something. Dream. Make a list. Write a list out. Just do something with your project. You gotta get that fire in your belly again. Just don't let it sit there and do nothing, okay? And if you keep your feet moving, you keep your interest alive, you'll get your project going, okay?
Okay, let's take and use this as my guideline. Do we need to go the camera down some more? See how that lines up. Oh, Dirk, I needed that scene again. A good thing I replayed it. Reminded me about my boat project. I've tried to put this on the backboard. See where my lens is aiming here. And it could go down a little bit more here. Pointing down here. Let's see if we can get this down here more. Being your own camera person, you gotta kind of figure your angles out here. So I kind of use some kind of a guideline here. And that looks like what I'm after. Pointing down to my frame here. You know, as I was saying, kind of put the boat on no back hole here. Kind of lost interest in it. And I remember Derek's words. That's why I started it off with those words. As he said, time to get the fire back out. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Yeah, I just looked at the last video and it's been sitting here now for 2 more years and nothing done. I've been too concerned in getting the shed. Now that I got the shed built, it's definitely time to get back on this boat. After my boys took me on the old fishing trip there for my birthday, those 3 days, got me all fired up again. Says, yes, I got to get back at this project. So, a little explaining what I'm doing here. It's, like I said in one of the earlier videos, I showed you the first stage of rebuilding the frame here. Now, I got this sheet of plywood here, and got lines drawn here, and I'll explain why in a minute. But first, I'm going to try to get this piece cut out here. So I got it set up now for here, so may as well get this first done. Now I gotta shift this around. Now, the long cut. I shifted it around again. And it gives me a little, raise this saw up a bit. Okay, now I'll explain why I cut that piece out. When this boat originally was built, the frame that's in here was what was called the Imperial System. Now, even though this boat was built in Canada, it was all Imperial before the 80s. In the 80s, I can't remember the exact year, I think it was around 1982, 81 or 82, somewhere in there anyway, Canada switched over to the metric system. They wanted the United States to follow, but the U.S. refused to follow suit because Canada was seen to be like the rest of the world in the metric system. And this was the reason they wanted U.S. to also follow suit. So now our lumber has changed as well because of the going to the metric system. This was originally a 2x8 and it's been trimmed a little bit down, but the thickness is thicker in the old Imperial system compared to the metric system. So what we got to do here to compensate for the width is the reason for this piece here that has to go in between to compensate to make up the difference. Now this sheet we don't know the size, so how thick we know it got to be, so I just cut this out and we'll see how it works in. And I can see already it is a little too wide now. Oh, so about half of that. The trouble is, how do we cut that in half? Oh, wait a minute. I see. Aha. Okay. If I come right to the end with that, it puts us where there's a gap. I know you can't see it, so I'll point it out here. I'll remove this piece, and you'll see. But right in here, there's about a 1/4 inch gap here, so we have to cut this board here. So let's get the pencil, now that we got that figured out. I think this is going to work out, being the right size after all. So you need to come as far as this point here. Okay, we'll get my little square here. And cut that piece off. Now, this we want dropping into this section here. Okay. Sure is built up with junk in the meantime. Well, let's clean this channel out. Kind of looks like I might have to do a little trimming here yet to shape this piece up. With the canvas, taking that canvas out, sure, you put it in originally on. And with the age and rotting, it was very hard to get off. Okay, let's see what we have to do here. And that's what I kind of thought. Okay, that's not a problem. So we'll draw a line now, flush with this. Oh, this has got to come up a bit. Okay. That's the reason I left this portion of the styrofoam in here to give me my height. that's where that's got to be. Now we can size this up better, and yeah, let's see how that fits. I think that kind of looks like I got to get a thinner piece. By George, this side is flush with that, so that is about right. Okay, that being the case, that will work. Have to do a little trimming here and there. And that's this fiberglass piece out here. Okay, I'll have to go get my Dremel, and that's what we'll do. I'll take a pause here while I go get some more tools required, and I'm going to show you how to join all this together, but I see I still got to do a little trimming on this piece here. Let's get my pencil once again, wherever did I put it. Got feet. Oh, I must have. Yeah, that's what I figured. I buried it. Okay. So now we have to draw a line, because this is the way we want it. Yeah, it's almost a quarter of an inch. Okay, once again, get the old saw here. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. That's going to work out. Okay, well, got me back. Got me back in the... Fired up my mood again for getting at this boat was not only in the fact what Derek said. I forgot my darn Dremel. I knew there was something else I had to get. Okay, well, we got to get the Dremel out. But when my son has been going to the lake now, this is the second trip to Babine Lake for fishing for a char. Sure good one that got the last time. And that's what I originally prepped this boat for, was fishing on Babine Lake. But the 90% of the damage to this boat was due to the fact I didn't have the shelter. And it just got left in the open. It shows just how weather destroys things. So you gotta keep this up on this end here. See if you can put a little wedge here for temporarily keeping it where I want it. That'll work. Okay, Dremel. Figuring this out now. I can see, yes, that could go flush with this down along here. May have to trim a bit here too. But anyway, we gotta cut this out of here. I'm thinking. I'm trying to keep this shape here because this tells me where I gotta do the fiberglassing when it comes to the fiberglassing section. I think what we'll do is this way, and here. So I can keep some kind of a pattern here. Of course, I could measure it out, but to be exact with this, that's my best bet. Okay, another trip to the shop. Okay, I had to put a new blade on the old Dremel here. Kind of smoked it on the last, so what do we figure? We figured... Well, I tried. Okay, let's see how that is. That shapes up as well a spacer piece and our main piece. Where's my hammer? Right there. And that works out perfect. We're flush there, so that is our okay. We've got a high spot here. We got a little bit of a high spot we got trimmed down yet. Get my pencil here so we get a line in here where I gotta need a trim. Let's check that and see how close we are. Okay, we're quite a bit. We're about right. One pencil length. We're flush there. Yeah, we're flush there. We're flush there. That's good enough. That's what we want. We're down onto the hull. That's what I'm after. Okay. Now, I brought some C-clamp. Before I get C-clamps out, we're going to get some glue in between those pieces. See, you got a little gap at the back here. I'll have to take care of later on. But for now, pieces. We'll get our glue on. Give this old girl a glue a try. Should be good, fairly good. Same thing with this piece. Okay, clamps. What about them right behind me? Now I'll get a hammer these down in here, if I can. Squeeze them tight. little high. Okay, now we'll get our screw gun and our screws. And are these going? Oh, are these going to be long enough? No, they're not. Okay, so we need a longer screw. So go to my 2.5-inch screws. Now that I know that, we can screw the first piece when we come to the opposite side in place first. Get my 3.5-inch screws here. The 2.5-inch, I should say. Ooh, I'm a little high here. Oh well, we'll turn it down if we need that. A little high on this side. Oh, that's okay. We'll take care of that later. It's just like making a header over your door frame of your house or shop or whatever you're building. Same basic principle. Okay, so that, now take my clamps off and put this in place. Now the reason I'm doing this is so we get a good flush corner here. But I should use a smaller board. That'll be okay. Now I got these special nails called corrugated fasteners. I learned about these when I was a child with my dad when he made window frames. Boy, everything nowadays has got to be sealed so tight in plastics, bags, and anyways, these corrugated nails. And they give you that extra strength in the corners here. And in this case, it's the edges here. So just back this off again. We want it flush here at the top. And then get our little piece here, and that's what I saved this for. Okay, so we'll take 2 of these at the top here.
What kind of nail is that?
Called corrugated nail. It's for junctions and joints like this. You're not supposed to do that. Yeah, do that. Fine. Get in there. Okay, thanks. What they say when you pulled up in the Toyota this time?
Bill was like, what happened to the truck?
Well, there you go. You have the starboard side completed. The same process will now continue on the port side. And I'm not going to bother filming that because you've already seen how I did the starboard side. So we'll close this video off here because it'll be the same thing on, like I said, on the port side. So thanks for watching. Till the next time. Oh, yeah, I said I'd have a video on my son's truck there. Well, he was gone for a long weekend and I was due for a video, so it'll be on the probably the next one. So I thought I'd squeeze this one in between. Once again, thanks for watching. Till next time, adios.